My mother's family has, I guess you could say, an interesting history. She was born in Berlin in 1927. They loved living in Germany. They loved living in Berlin. They were living what they considered to be the best life until 1933, when the Nazi Party came to power in Germany. In 1939, she and her sister were sent to foster parents in Holland. The idea was that my mother and her sister would stay with these foster parents until my grandparents could find a way out of Europe. My grandparents never found a way out of Europe, and my grandparents and my mother's sister, whose name was Vera, I'm named in her memory, were all killed during the Holocaust. My mother came to the United States in 1946 when she was 18 years old. She'd been in 6 different concentration camps over the course of 2 years. She passed away in 1999, and after she passed away, my father took on the project of publishing her memoirs. She did not really talk specifically about the art collection. My great-grandfather, Max Ginsburg, had a lot of what he called Oriental art. He died in 1938. It had been shown in museums in Berlin. It was sold maybe at a forced sale by the Nazis. I think it was a quite extensive collection, but we really don't know what happened to it. She only lived in Berlin as a child, and she had seen some of this artwork in her grandparents' home. I think it never occurred to her that she would see it again or that it would come back to the family. Had it passed down and there hadn't been a Holocaust, I would have had an aunt and she would have had heirs probably too. But yeah, my sister and I are, and then my children are the heirs to Max Ginsburg's art. So there are 2 lawyers involved. One lawyer in Switzerland, the other lawyer is my son. So it's a very complicated and years-long procedure. It's not something that my mother was aware of. This is all started after she passed away. The only piece I'm aware of is a piece that was lent to a museum in Berlin in the early 1930s. It's a wood carving. In the last few years, when the museum started a renovation project, they found one of the pieces that never was returned to him. But it's something that the museum is happy to give back to us or purchase from us. My son is very involved in the process, and I think it's very gratifying to see that this is a way that he can continue the knowledge and the history of our family. All of it is never going to be found. It was several hundred pieces of art. But my hope would be that maybe there's something for each of the heirs. Art is just another piece of what was taken during the Holocaust. There were families were taken and histories were taken, and children weren't born. So I think that it's really interesting to me that even now, 80 years after the war ended, there are new avenues and new discoveries and new ways to learn about the past and hopefully make some amends.